And I'll say this, Professor, I was struck, Professor Armstrong, you keep talking about coercive context, that the prisoners are working in a coercive context. It's prison. Prison is a coercive context. And people are there for a reason. And I think you're in la-la land if you don't recognize that. Sure, you can respond.
Thank you so much. So I think the point is, in fact, that it is prison, but it is when prison is combined with being forced to work in certain environments that it can lead to dangerous conditions. And so I think
But
about...
you have no empirical evidence of that.
Actually, I think that I do.
mean,
so another life of mine is...
We can all cherry pick. I mean,
Yeah.
people who work get hurt sometimes,
Yes.
whether you're in prison or you're out.
Yeah.
Okay?
So I agree. What I'm talking about, and I think is really important to remember, is that our incredible system of justice will sentence somebody to a certain number of years. But what they're not sentenced to is to lose a limb or to lose a finger, because they're working on defective equipment that isn't subject to the same rules, simply the location of a printing press, whether it's behind the wall or something that is out in the free world. Its location should not determine to what extent it is a
Professor, I
regulated
understand
piece
your
of
point,
equipment.
And you make a valid point, but I've read some of your writings and some of your work, and I just get the impression that you almost think we shouldn't have prisons. That people, there is no free will. That people don't choose to commit crimes, and then if they do, they shouldn't be held responsible for them. And I just don't think you're entitled to that opinion. It's America. And,
I don't think I've written that anywhere.
To teach your kids that, but I just don't think I don't think most fair-minded Americans agree with you. And that's just my opinion. I'm happy to have this discussion, and I thank my friend Senator Booker for calling it. But you all seem to forget the fact that we're talking about prison, folks. And people are in prison for a reason. And they're there. No, ma'am, Ms. Turner, I'm going to have my say. I understand the ACLU position. I'm glad you're not in charge, because we'd have a lot more people hurt in this country.
I'd love to continue the conversation with you,
Thank you
Senator
very much.
Kennedy.
You can